Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, which is midday in Australia or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. Remember though, if you do miss the live streams, you can catch up and watch them at any time by clicking the videos tab at the top of my Twitch page. I hope you guys and girls are well. Sniper Echo, it's good to see you, buddy. How are you? And Trevor, hello to you as well. And Sustium, hi to you as well. Good to see you guys. I hope you're all well. Sniper says, Philip in a black t-shirt. It's actually dark grey. I'm always in a black t-shirt. Black or grey, generally. My favourite colour is black and grey. But is it actually supposed to be, it's like a... Yeah, it's sort of like, it's like a dark grey. It's supposed to be anyway. My background is black, and you can say this is just a darker grey colour. Anyway, enough about t-shirts. I hope you guys are well, and we're going to continue working on the master bedroom for the House in the Hollow game that I'm creating with the game studio. Sniper says I stand corrected. It may look black to you on your screen. It just depends on what your screen's like. Black, grey, pink, blue, whatever. I should get some more colourful t-shirts though, because like I said, all of my t-shirts are either black or they're grey, pretty much. Anyway. Yes, we're working on the master bedroom for the House in the Hollow game. We are working in 3D Studio Max and Substance Painter today, and yesterday we were working on the vases. We're going to continue doing that. So, Sniper says, I'm not bad today, Phil, thanks. May have got a guy to help me remake a few of the 300 assets I lost. Oh, man. So are you able to retrieve anything from your network backup at all? I know you said that you were hopeful that you might be able to retrieve some stuff from the network backup. Were you able to do that at all? But losing 300 assets, man, I'm so sorry, Sniper. Sniper says I got about 60% of my well, that's better than nothing. I mean, yeah, 100% would have been ideal, but 60% is better than 0%, so 300 assets though, man. Sniper says 300 custom assets. It could have been worse, I guess. I guess it could have been 600 assets. Oh man, I feel so sorry for you, buddy. I really do. And because it was nothing that you did wrong, you tried to do everything right, and this power surge frying your equipment and stuff, man. But I'm glad you found someone to give you a hand, because are you able to push back your deadline? Like I know with a lot of publishers, they're generally pretty understanding, so they'll hopefully let you push your deadline back a bit so that you can catch up. I guess it does depend on the publisher and the contract you've signed and everything, but I don't know. Generally, I've found publishers to be most of them quite good, or can be quite good. As long as you keep them informed, that's the main thing. They just don't like it when you don't keep them in the loop. But I'm glad you found someone to help you out with these 300 custom assets, man. Here I was thinking I was... Here I was panicking a little bit with all the assets I have to create for the game, but I don't think 300. No, I don't think I need to do 300 more. Sniper says it's sort of up in the air. I need to crunch for the next few months, 7-day weeks for as many hours as I can. Okay. Well, it sounds like you've got a couple of months to, like you say, to crunch, to get everything done and ready for your next deliverable, I'm assuming. For the publisher. It'll be alright, Sniper. It will be. I'd offer to give you a hand myself if I wasn't quite so snowed under with work. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Just head down, bottom up, and you'll get there. These little trials and tribulations, they test us all. There are often times with the studios that I'm working with that projects don't go to deadline, don't go to schedule. That's just the nature of the beast. So most clients understand. It'll be all right. So yes, yesterday we were working on these vases. We brought them into Substance Painter, and that's what we're going to continue doing now. So I'm just going to open up the project we were working on yesterday. Sniper says, thanks Phil, but you got talked into a game also by you, by the way. That's right, I got talked into making a game as well, and it was Sniper Echo's fault. It was never my intention, actually. I was just going to do... It was his fault for me to do the cinematic, and then it was his fault for me making a game out of the cinematic. So I blame Sniper Echo. But it's all been fun. I said to you guys, I didn't realise just how much fun it is. I'd forgotten after working for a game studio so long ago how much fun it is making a game. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, anything doing 3D is fun for me. I'm quite easily pleased if I'm doing 3D, but making a game, it's fun. It's a fun thing to do, particularly when you don't have people sort of screaming at you, I want it now sort of thing, because the game studio I'm working with, we running it ourselves, so we don't have to answer to anyone else. Sniper says, I appreciate that though. Well, you're welcome. Sniper says, what do I be thinking? I expect to be in the credits, Blameless. You will be in the credits. You certainly will. I'll put all of my moderators in my credits as well as people who have supported my channel over the years. People like, it's going to kill me. What's the name? Android Lost. Sorry, Android Lost. People like Android Lost who have been, supporting me over the years. All those people will go in the credits of the game for sure. No, well, I fully intended, like I said, because I stream it live on Twitch and because I get your feedback from you guys that are watching me as to what you want to see in the game or what you think would be cool as I'm making it. I'm planning on using some of the ideas from people like Android Lust or you or anyone else that's chimed in, Sniper Girl. So your names will be going in the credits, don't worry. It's the least I can do. There'll be a special thanks to in the following list of people. And that's, again, one of the reasons I really like streaming on Twitch while I'm making the game is because I can get this feedback from people watching as to what their ideas are, what they want to see. A lot of times, like I know when I worked in AAA games years ago, you sign NDAs, so you can't talk about it, period, to anyone through fear of being sued. So basically you're working in teams in a studio, not talking to anyone about the game you're making for a couple of years, because it generally takes a couple of years to make a AAA game. And streaming on Twitch and making a game is really nice to be able to talk about it, to get feedback on it, to show you what I'm working on as I'm working on it. That sort of thing I really enjoy. And it's not something I'm able to do a lot, particularly with other studios, because, again, I sign NDAs and I can't talk about what I'm working on. I can't show what I'm working on. So it's a nice change. And I think that's the other reason I'm enjoying it so much. And I've got you to thank for that, Sniper Echo. And again, Sniper Echo was one of the first people to ever start watching my channel when I first started streaming on Twitch. One of the very first to watch me. And I'm so happy that you're still around, Sniper Echo. Because I know what Twitch can be like. I know what viewers are like, and you flit around between different streamers all the time. And look, I do the same thing. So it's nice to have regulars, and my regulars are, I can rely on my regulars, and I do appreciate that. So thank you guys, all you guys and girls very much that do watch me. I do appreciate it. Okay, so we got up to texturing the pattern section here, and I can't use this substance because we use these tiles on the bathroom walls. So I don't really want an urn with the same tile pattern. We'll have to find something else. I'm sure we can. Sniper Echo says, all this time, I'm old and grey now. If you're old and grey, I'm older and greyer. Sniper says, no, it's honestly been my pleasure, mate. Have had some good time. We have fun on the channel, we do. You guys are cheeky and you get full slaps, but we have fun. That's what it's about. It's about having fun. Because 3D is fun. Okay, come on. There's got to be something here I can use. I actually think I made some substances in Alchemist that I was planning on using, so if I can find those. Okay, these ones here. So I created these in Alchemist, and we'll see what they look like. I don't know if they're going to work or not, but we'll find out. So let's try this one. Let's mask it with a color selection. I'm just going to remove that arabesque tile from underneath because that's the one we're not using. And let's change the scaling a little bit. Yeah, we could get away with using that. Let me see if we can get the pattern correct. And I can't remember who gave me the tip about, remember I've always complained about the sliders being way too sensitive here in Substance Painter. One of the viewers said hold down the shift key as you drag and that slows it right down, and that's completely correct. That's a very good tip. So just hold down the shift key while you drag the slider and it won't be quite so sensitive. Just trying to get this pattern scaled correctly and sized correctly. What would be the best way to go? I'm looking at the pattern to determine how I want to scale it. So I think I might need it to be a little bit bigger. Okay, let's look at the offset a little bit. Maybe scale it up just a little bit more, 3.79. Let's try 3.75. Let's try 3.70. That should probably work, I think. That should be okay. Okay, so let's duplicate this layer. Actually, yeah, let's try duplicating it and let's see if I can make any adjustments to the color. I'm multiplying this to give it a different color. It's probably a little bit dark, so I might just pull back a little bit. Let's throw those in a group. And we'll call this one ceramic pattern. I'm just going to rename these while I remember. So we have the ceramic. I'm just going to call this my vase ceramic. And this one, the pattern one, we won't do anything with. I'm going to save the ceramic out as a smart material, but I'm not going to save the pattern out as a smart material, or the gold, because the gold's already a smart material. But what I want to do is I want to throw a smart mask on the pattern. Again, let's go with the surface worn one. Let's mask by color. Let's look at inverting it. Just need to change. I'm just turning off the hide information for the layer above it. I'm actually going to darken it up just a little bit more. Let's play with our mask a little bit. So you guys doing anything interesting for Christmas, New Year? Just eating a lot? Hopefully not drinking too much. Everything in moderation, remember guys. You don't want to get too drunk on New Year's Eve. While I remember, I'm just going to jump into the gold layer here. I'm going to throw down another material. Even though the gold is a smart material, I always still like to mix in with smart materials as well. So I'm going to go with actually we could probably go with I was going to put a metal under it, but we could probably go with ceramic, I think. So what have we got here? Sniper says, yes sir I am. What's your plans? I'm actually going to have a quiet Christmas and New Year this year. All of my family are up in Queensland and I live in Victoria, which is down the bottom of Australia, and all of my family live toward the top of Australia. So I generally go back to Queensland to visit the family over Christmas, but I'm not doing that this year. I'm actually going to have a quiet Christmas in Melbourne, just probably with some friends. I'll just get some friends over and do a Christmas lunch or something. That's the plan. And New Year's, I don't go out on New Year's Eve because I don't drive a car, and I have to rely on either Uber or taxis. It's impossible to get a taxi or an Uber on New Year's Eve when you want to come home. So, so I'll do the same thing again. I'll probably just have a couple of friends over and we'll celebrate New Year's here at my flat. So yes, quite Christmas and quite New Year's, just with a group of friends at home. Let's look at this plaster. So I'm just going to drag this plaster here. Let's mask it by color. It's really a ceramic, like a vase is ceramic, it's not plaster, but that doesn't mean we can't use the plaster shader and alter it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is start by turning off the hide information because we don't want it bumpy. We want it smooth, or smoother. We're going to change the color and I'm going to make it, what am I going to make it? We'll bring it into a slight yellowy orange, I think. I've turned off the hide information. I might pull back a little bit on the normal intensity. Pull back a little on the luminosity. So I might pull back a little bit more. I might just darken it up a little bit. Now we're going to put these in another group. I'm just going to call this one gold trimming. I'll make it my gold trimming. And now I want to put a smart mask over this. Deviso, it's good to see you, Deviso. I'm doing really well. How are you doing? I was just asking you guys what you're going to be up to for Christmas. Are you doing anything special at Christmas time or New Year? I was saying I'm going to be having a quiet Christmas and New Year's here at home. I'll just have some friends over probably because all my family are 2 states away from me. You're doing very well too? Good to hear, Deviso. It's good to see you. So let's throw a smart material down and let's go with what do I want to go with? Let's try this dirt soft edges. I'm going to put that on this material. Deviso says, my Christmas will be with my family and girlfriend. Oh, that's the way to spend Christmas. I normally do that as well. Like my family, all my relatives are in Queensland, 2 states away from me. And I normally fly up there every year for Christmas and New Year. But not this year. This year I'm having a quiet Christmas at home. I'll speak to them on the phone and stuff. Wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But I'm going to stay in Melbourne this year and just have some friends over. Have a quiet Christmas with friends. Just for a change. Deviso says, I'm lucky that Portugal is little. Yeah, Australia is quite big actually. There's like, between where I live in Melbourne and where my family lives in Queensland, it's about 3,000 kilometres. I don't know what that works out to in miles because, you know, we're with the modern world here in Australia in the metric system and we work in kilometres and centimetres, not in inches and miles like they do in the US. Deviso says, I'm 350 kilometres away from my family because I'm from Setúbal, south of Portugal, and I'm studying in Porto, north. 350 k's, that's not too bad. It's 3,000 k for me, for my family. Australia is quite a large continent, unfortunately. Most of it's desert, like I was saying yesterday. So yeah, I'm not flying up this year. I'm just going to spend it. I'm going to have a quiet, relaxing Christmas at home because I'm working for 2 studios at the moment, the Archviz studio and the game studio. And the Archviz studio has been incredibly busy. The game studio, we have to get the game ready by the end of next year, so it's been pretty busy. And I just want a break. I'm just tired. I'm actually looking forward just to taking a break and being a vegetable and a potato and not doing anything. I mean, I'll probably end up cooking Christmas lunch because, you know, my friends expect that of me because I used to be a chef. So I'll end up doing that. But they'll probably bring a few bits and pieces as well. But even that's okay. I don't mind cooking if it's for friends and family. I don't like it when I have to cook for a restaurant full of people. Unlucky Phil, that's right, Deviso. Deviso says, yeah, I understand. I updated my folio, by the way. Finished Athens today. Cool, we'll check it out later toward the end of the stream, Deviso. You say, is this your art station you're talking about? Deviso says, next one will be better when it comes to textiles. Thanks for the tips, no problem. Yeah, we will check it out toward the end of the studio. I'm assuming you're talking about your art station, your folio on your art station? Okay, I'm just going to jump back to the ceramic pattern itself. And let's go back to our materials and let's see if we can mix in another material for the ceramic. And I'm talking about the white, yellowy part of ceramic here. Deviso says, unfortunately, I got to go now. I've got school tomorrow very early. No problems, Deviso. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. I will check out your art station toward the end of the stream still. You have a good day at school. You have a good day. Again, Deviso, thanks for popping in and saying hello. Yes, we'll see you next stream. Smurfer is not here because he mentioned in his Discord that he's got his sister down, so he can't be in the stream. That's why he wasn't in yesterday or today. Thanks, Deviso. You have a good day at school. Keep that 3D work up, and I'll check out your art station at the end of the stream. So yes, we want another material for the ceramic. No problem. What can I throw down? Doesn't need it, but I'm just thinking maybe if we add another material, it might make it a little bit more interesting. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I don't really want to put a marble on it, but we could maybe use a marble and make some old. Let's have a look. So I'm going to throw this marble in the layer. We'll just change the scaling a little bit. And let's see if we can play with our blending. So what I've done here is I've switched it to a multiply because I quite like the look of the vein pattern of the marble, but I still wanted to keep the underlying look of the ceramic. So by using a multiply, I can combine both of them. So it's not marble, it's not ceramic, it's a mix of both. And that's better. I just thought that the ceramic needed a bit more interest. Let's do a quick save. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw one more material on top of everything, and you know what that is. That's going to be like a dirt layer. So I generally find that I use the same material quite a bit for dirt. I've used this mortar wall before, or I've used mud as well. There's two muds. There's like a wet mud and a dry mud. The dry mud or the mortar wall are usually good. So let's go with the mortar. If I put that on the very top, it'll apply to the entire model. Just going to darken it up a little bit. Let's just check our scaling. Now we're going to throw a smart mask on that. Let's go with Again, let's try the surface worn one. So what I like to do here is I like to get the blend right. And then we'll pull back on just how strong the effect is. So Sniper says, Phil, in Max, can you drive a displacement modifier from a material, or can you only do it from a texture? That's a good question. I've done it from a texture. I don't know if I've tried doing it from a material. You probably can if you're using like the those new what are Max? I don't use them, but those new shaders that are in Max now, the open source shaders, you might be able to do it through that. OSL, I think it's called, the new OSL shaders. Sniper says displacing the geometry with a texture is the usual thing. Yeah, generally there's a modifier to do displacement by a texture. I can't see, but I have a feeling using the new OSL shaders, which are open source, so you can download a lot of them from the net for free. You should be able to do displacement through a shader, I would have thought, particularly through one of the OSL shaders. I know you can in V-Ray through a shader, so I can't see why you couldn't using an OSL shader, which are built into Max now. You should be able to. You should be able to. Again, I haven't done it. I've done V-Ray, but I'm pretty sure in an OSL shader you probably could. Do a search on Google for OSL displacement. I'm pretty sure it's called OSL shaders, a new OSL shader thing. Actually, let's just have a quick look. I'm just going to jump quickly into Max and see if I am correct or not as to what these shaders are called. Yeah, OSL, an OSL shader. You should be able to use an OSL shader to do displacement through a material, I would have thought. I've not played with the OSL shaders. They're relatively new. They've only been in Max for a couple of versions of Max. They are open source, like I said. You can download a lot of them from the net for free. They are very good from what I've seen. It's just that I don't really get a chance to play with them very much, because when I do shading work in Max for the studio, for the ArchViz studio, it's generally V-Ray that we use. So I use V-Ray shaders all the time. I haven't played with the OSL stuff very much, but from what I've seen, it does look very cool. And I'm pretty sure you should be able to do it through the OSL shader network. Or can you do it without using the rendering engine? So when you apply the modifier, you are left with a... Yeah, no, you can do it. You can do it without the rendering engine through a modifier in Max. But that generally uses a texture. Well, every time I've done it, I've used a texture map to drive the displacement. So you're asking if you can use a shader to do the same thing in Max. I don't know. I've never done it that way. Not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. But generally you'll use it. Is there a reason you want to use a shader to do your displacement as opposed to a texture? Because with a texture it's easy enough to do in Max using the modifier. Is there a reason that you want to use a shader instead of a texture? Can you render out the shader to a texture and do it that way if you can't find a way to do it directly with the shader in Max? Maybe? Sniper says, yeah, if I can use a shader, I can cut my current workflow in half at least. It used to be, I think, a few versions ago in Blender. It used to be a thing, I'm assuming, a few versions ago in Blender. Why did they remove it? Did they remove it from Blender? I'm just going to see if I can do a quick search. Max Mesh Displace Shader. Arnold, which is the renderer, 3D displacement shader, mental ray, which is no longer in Max, displacement map. That's generally a rendering thing. Displacement textures in Max with Redshift. Yeah, it was removed a while back, Sniper says. Sniper says, no worries, Phil. Just said I'd ask just in case you... No, I don't have a quick answer. I've not done it using a shader. But I can't see why you wouldn't be able to. Parallax mapping, that's not what you want, that's different. This is really more to do with actually doing displacement in the shader as opposed to actually doing displacement in the mesh. Like, it is displacing the mesh, but it's doing it in a shader, it's not actually deforming the geometry. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, Sniper. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see why you wouldn't be able to find some sort of workaround for it. Because if Max can take a texture as a particular displacement, I can't see why it couldn't take a shader. No problem. Sorry I couldn't be more help. What I'm going to do here with the mortar now is I'm going to pull back on the mix. I might even look at changing the blending mode. We'll see what we get when we change blending modes. All you guys and girls in the UK, remember, go to vote tomorrow. It's really important. You must go and vote. So if you're in the UK, remember to vote tomorrow. I'm assuming it's tomorrow. It may be the day after because Australia is a day ahead of the rest of the world as far as dates go. Make sure you vote though. It's coming up in a day or two. Very important. You can't bitch about your government if you don't vote. I wish this drop down was more like Photoshop, where I can use my mouse wheel to scroll through. Oh, I can. There you go. How about that? I wonder if they changed that, because I'm pretty sure it never used to do that. Sniper says, I didn't know I'm pretty sure it never used to work. I'm working with the latest version of Substance Painter, so it might have been something they added in one of their updates. Because it never used to be, and it always used to annoy me that in Photoshop I could just use my scroll wheel, but in Painter I never could. Now you can. Let's pull back here on the on the mix a little. Hang on, what have I done here? Let me just undo that. There we go. I think I accidentally deleted the mask. We can play with the masking as well, actually. The strength of the actual mask. Android Lust, it's good to see you, Android Lust. How are you? Hey to you as well. I've been asking everybody what they're getting up to at Christmas time. You got anything special planned for Christmas, New Year? I was saying I'm just going to be spending a quiet Christmas in Melbourne. I'm not flying up to visit my family in Queensland this year because I'm tired. I'm just going to have friends around for a Christmas lunch, I think. It's good to see you, buddy. How are you? Nope, nothing special. No, same as me. Nothing special. And I was telling Sniper too that all you guys that have given me help and tips and ideas while I've been making the game, I am planning on including you in the credits of the game when it's released as well. So there will be a special thanks to all of you guys and girls that have been my regulars on Twitch over the years, and particularly you, Android Lust, because you've been a regular supporter of me for many years as well, and you've given me some great ideas for the game. So you will be included in the credits of the game. It's pretty sweet, but I'm glad you like it. Well, like I said, I do appreciate the fact you guys have been with me from the beginning. All you guys and girls that are my regulars, and you've been helping me as I make stuff, so I think you deserve a credit in the game. It will be a with special thanks to and a list of people. And you'll be one of them, Android Lust, and Sniper Echo will be one, and Smurfberry will be one, and Sniper Girl will be one. Android Lust says, that base looks amazing, by the way. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm just making sure that it does look okay inside, because remember, the player will be able to lift the base and look around it in the game, so we have to make sure our texture looks just as good inside as it does out. Okay, let's do a quick save and export the textures for this, because we've got 2 more bases to do and a base stand. So what we're going to do, they'll texture up quickly because I'm going to create smart materials now that we've made using this. So let's export to bases, and this is okay. Select base A. That'll do. We'll save it as a 1K texture. I think that's plenty big enough for a base. Double check that they're there. They are good. Let's create smart materials now for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create smart material for the ceramic. Create smart mask. No. Create smart material. That's the one we want. And that's it there. And let's create a smart material also for the, not for the pattern, but for the gold trimming. And that should be okay. So let us load up the next bars now. So create a new project. We want bars 2. Let's bake out our maps. Let us throw down the gold trimming smart material. We're going to mask it by color selection again. Just trying to work out why my smart material is not showing up. Very strange. Why are you not showing up? Alright, you want to be like that, that's fine. Let's jump to our smart materials. Let's throw down another gold. Let's go with... try this one. Again, we're going to mask with color selection. I'm going to throw down a underlying metallic shader. Let's go with this one. Change our scaling. Throw down a smart mask. Let's go with let's try this one. Okay, let's jump back to our materials. And let's find another. I could make one of these without a tile pattern. I actually originally was going to put a tile pattern on all of them. Let's see if we like the tile or not. So, because I did create a few in Alchemist, like I said, of different tiles, specifically for these vases, because I knew I was going to need a few different tiles for them. Let's have a look at this one. Now let's mask it with color selection again to the blue. I actually quite like it. It's really large. It needs to be, usually you'd scale it right back, but I really like the geometric pattern of it being really big like that. Remember too, because it's going in a Deco building, an Art Deco, Art Nouveau building, and they were very big on geometric patterns. So scaling it up larger than it really should be for the tile is giving me this really interesting looking pattern, which I quite like. So I might actually keep it really large like that, instead of scaling it back to the way it should be. Because the pattern is actually, if you can see it on the stream, it's a bit hidden by my music, but yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it like that. But I am going to duplicate the layer. And we're going to change the blending mode of the one above it to a multiply. And we're going to throw a smart mask on it again. And we'll go with surface worn. I'm going to turn off the hide information on the above layer. Again, I've got to mask it by color selection because at the moment it's going everywhere. We just want it on the tile, the middle bit. So we have a lighter and a darker. Let's put both those in a group. Tiles. Throw a smart mask down. Again, color selection. It's a subtle change, but if I turn off the above layer, you can see what it's doing. It's just adding, just altering the color so the color is not so flat. There's like a mix of different shades within the texture itself. That's generally why I do this duplication of one layer over another, just to add a bit more interest in the texture. Okay, let's jump back to our materials. Let's throw down another ceramic. Mask it with color. Pick the green. Let's change the scaling a little bit. Let's look at changing the blend mode. Back to our materials, let's throw down that mud dirt texture again. We used mortar wall, let's use the mud one this time, see what that gives us. Again, I'm going to turn off the height and the normal information. Scaling, not too bad. But let's change the color and darken it up a little bit. Okay. Let's group these two. I'm just going to call this one dirt. Throw in another smart mask, and we'll go with let's try the dust dirty one. Might just pull back a little bit on the mix on that level. I might just jump back to this gold layer. And see if we can throw another gold on top of it. So I won't remove the original gold, but I'm just wondering if I should bring it up. I mean, I want the bases to all be a bit different. I don't want them all to look too similar. The gold here and here is not too bad. It's very different from the other one, but I'm just wondering if we mix another gold color into it, it might make it look a bit more interesting. This is O2 and we used O3, so this was the, that's the one that's on there. Let's let's look at this gold. So I'm just going to throw this one above it. Just wait for substance to catch up. I just wanted to make the gold a little bit more gold. It was just a little bit too dull. That should probably be okay. Let's save this as base 2. Export our textures. Well, that's what I'm looking for. I couldn't find the folder. Bedroom, chosen, vases. Let's call vase B, that's good. It won't overwrite our previous one. Let's double check to make sure it didn't overwrite. No, that's good. Again, quick save, a new project. We have one vase left to do, which is vase 3. Okay, now I'm just looking at the mesh here. I'm wondering why I'm seeing that. It's very strange. I'm going to do a bake on the textures, but it might be a problem with the mesh here, so we'll find out in a minute. Looks like there might be a problem with that, so I'm just going to jump back into max. Let's isolate this piece. I'm just going to turn off vertex colors here so I can get a better look at what's going on. Go down and edit poly. Just going to detach this piece quickly. Or will I detach it? I'm just looking at it. It looks all right. It doesn't look like there should be an issue. I'm just trying to work out why. I'm just going to make sure we don't have stacked polys. No. No, that looks fine. Why would you be doing that? So it's not a problem with the mesh. The mesh looks okay. Actually, I'm just going to double check our UV map. The UV map looks alright as well. Jump back in here and have a look. That's odd, I've not seen that before. That is very odd. No problems, Android Lust. Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing that. What is causing that? It's almost looks like a texture or something. I don't know what that is. That's really weird. Let's throw a texture on this and see if let's see what happens when we put a texture on it. Let's go with this. Yeah, no, it's definitely something in the mesh. That is weird. I'm going to check the normals. So I'm going to... So before I do that, I'm going to throw an edit normal modifier on and see what the normals look like. Yeah, normals. I think it might be the normals as well, Sniper Echo. Let's have a look. Okay, let's start by unifying the normals. Android Lost says that's one of the vases you reduced poly count on, right? Hopefully Max didn't flip the normals. Yeah, no, it didn't flip them because I just checked that. So the normals weren't flipped. But you are right, it is one that I did the poly reduction on. Let us... Possible Ngon, maybe shading smoothing group, maybe. Look, I've unified the normal, so let's just do a collapse all here. I'm going to select the entire mesh, and I'm going to do a clear on the smoothing groups and do another auto smooth on it. Okay, now it does look as though what I'm going to do here is I'm going to again I'm going to detach the base and we can concentrate on one thing only. Let us make a selection on the verts. On hide, just going to have to lift that base up a little bit so we don't get that little gap. Now we can reattach it. Oh, that's interesting. Let me just undo that for a minute. Before I attach it, I'm going to do a reset on the X-form. Let's try doing that attach again. Let's flip our normals. Let's re-export it again. This is base 3. Let us load up that new version. Okay, now it's inside out, which means my normals were right the way they were before. So, even though in max it looks correct, it's not. So this is one of the quirks I've found with working in max. You see that the model looks completely fine. The bases, the normals are facing in the right direction, but obviously when it's exported, they're not. So I'm going to do a reset on the X-form on the entire model. Now I'm going to check my normals, and I can see that the base here, it's a darker shade of red, which tells me that it is flipped. So I'm going to flip it back. We can reselect everything, and everything looks the right color. Let's export it again. Reload our mesh. So now you see our problem is fixed. Good. Okay, let's get rid of this blank layer. We're going to do a mask by color selection again, and I shouldn't need to rebake my maps because I didn't change the UV maps. I'm going to throw a material under this one. Andrew Doss says at least it wasn't a UV problem. That's right, we didn't have to mess with those nasty UVs. Sniper says that I'm none the wiser as to what was causing that. I think the problem was I think it was the normals, like the normal direction, like the vertex normal directions. So we unified those, which I think helped. And then I think it was actually the fact that the top of the mesh here wasn't completely flat. So you saw me go into vertex mode and scale everything down to make sure it was all completely flat. I think that was the major issue. It was just a little bit off, so there was like just a bit of a shadow being thrown on one of the triangles. I think that was the major problem. And then once we'd done that, resetting the X-form just made sure everything was correct. Because doing a reset on the X-form does a few things to the mesh. That's the first thing I do. If I have a problem mesh, doing a reset on the X-form generally will fix any problem on a mesh. At least that's what I've found with the stuff I work on. But I think it was a combination of things. I think it was the vertex normals. I think it was the surface wasn't completely flat, and I think it needed a reset on the X-form. Okay, what can we throw under there? Looking. Some of the names of these shaders, like I downloaded a lot of these from Substance Share, and like Zombie Bubbles Skin is whoever made the shader. They called it Zombie Bubbles Skin. Some of the names people come up with for their shaders, it's quite funny. No problem, Sniper. Come on, I should be able to find something under here. Something in here that I can put under there. Come on. Come on. I'm waiting for it to give me a large... There we go. A large view of what the shader looks like. Android Lost says I need a large shader library. Yes, you can download a lot from Substance Share. So if you got like a subscription to Substance Painter or whatever, you can download a lot through Substance Share. Or you can do what I've been doing, and because the Quixel stuff is free now, the entire Megascans library, now that Epic Games purchased Quixel, I use that and I convert those to substances as well. And I don't know if I'm supposed to. I'm probably being very bad and naughty and will get in trouble. But yeah, I've been doing that. Not with the entire library, of course. Just with stuff that I think might be useful that I want to bring into Substance Painter. So I download them from the Megascans library because they're free, and then I convert them to substances. Because why not? Hopefully Epic Games aren't watching. I'm still using it in UE4. It's not like I'm trying to get around the use of it. I still everything I'm using them for, I'm using them in the game, which is UE4. So I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I'm sure they'll tell me if I am. So that's another option as well. It is a bit manual work to convert them, but it's not too bad. I'm having a hard time finding something here I want to put underneath of the gold.
Between me and search for an answer. I can't tell the truth, even though it takes courage to capture a
Just curious what this is gonna. This is actually wood, and normally I wouldn't put wood on a vase, but there's nothing to say you can't. So what I can do is we can group these two. I'm just going to call this one gold base. Let's use a smart mask. Let's go with the surface warm. Let's change our mix a little bit.
I wake up feeling broken. I get up and I lose my devotion. I never stepped astray, but now I lost my way. I can't tell the difference between you, between me, and the search for an answer. I can't tell the truth, even though it takes courage to capture a dancer. The things I fear the most, between you, between me, and the search for an answer, sure to die away.
Okay, now let's throw down a ceramic.
Capture a dancer.
Ceramic. I'm gonna mask it with color selection to green. I'm going to change the scaling. Change the color. I'm going to keep playing with that blending modes to see if I can find something I like the look of.
I can't seem to look away. I'm hypnotized by you.
Let's throw another material over the top of this one. And let's go with, let's try this. No, that's the one I made. It's a wet marble. I don't want it wet. That's the one I created for the tops of the vanity units in the bathroom. So we don't want that one. But I'm sure there's something else here we can throw down on top. So we haven't used marbles quite a lot for any of the other vases. So let's look at a marble. Just as a mixed sort of colour. Let's try this one. Actually, no, I don't like that one. Let's try another one. Let's have a look at this one. Not overly fussed on that one either. Let's look at this one. This one might be interesting. Just going to scale it up a bit. We're going to mask it by color selection. We're going to change the blending mode.
Wanna feel how fast my heart would beat if you were close to me. I wanna show you, wanna let you loose inside my brain to see if you run or stay. I can't seem to look away.
There was one here I didn't mind the look of. Where was it? Maybe this one. I quite like the look of that. That's interesting. Well, let's look at the pattern we've got it going on in the middle here now. So I'm going to find our tile patterns here. This is interesting. I used this in the bathroom. I'm just going to throw it down and see if I can use it or not. I'm Again, I'm going to mask it with color selection and mask it to the blue. Now let's scale it up. No, it worked for the bathroom. It's not going to work for this though. So let's choose something else. Now let's look at this one. No, again, I'm going to use that somewhere else in the building. Let's look at. Let's look at this one. Alright, let's duplicate this layer. Change it to a multiply. Throw down a smart mask. So before I do that, I'm just going to group both of these together. And we'll call this one tile. Now we can throw down a smart mask. We want to make sure this is masked to the color selection. I'm going to turn off the hide information.
I have painted pictures of the past, the brighter future that I want to last. I'm looking for the place to share my dreams. I'll hold on tightly to what I believe.
Alright, now we're going to throw down another material on top of all of these. Let's go with let's go with go with the mud. Turn up the height and the normal. Change the color. I'm going to take this into a bit more of a green. Just a hint of green. Look at the scaling. Let's look at a smart mask.
I have painted pictures of the past, the brighter future that I want to last. I'm looking for the place to share my dreams. I'll hold on tightly to what I believe.
Android Lust says I downloaded one Megascan material. It took longer than I expected, as it was 200. Yeah, they're quite large, aren't they? It depends on, look, you can choose the size that you want to download, like 2K, 4K, 8K. And I've noticed the size jumps dramatically once you get above 2K. So yeah, they can get quite big and they can take a while to download. If you've got a slower connection. So I feel for you. I understand. Yeah. I noticed the same thing, Android Lost. I'm just going to just slightly pull back on this layer a little bit so it's not quite so in your face. A Sniper is back. Good to see. We were just talking about downloading the Megascan's material, Sniper Echo, the Quixel stuff, and how big they were. Android Lost says, yeah, I tried 4K and it was just waiting and waiting, but that was the week my internet was working bad. I generally, even though my net connection's not too bad, I still only download probably 4K. I don't think I've downloaded any 8Ks. Because I don't have a need for it. I'm not putting any 8K textures in the game. So generally 4K is big enough for me. I might just pull back a little bit on the veins as well, so it's a little bit more subtle. Just darkening it up just a little bit so it blends a little bit better together. And the bass. Let's just make some adjustments to this one. I think that'll probably do for this. Let's do a save here. And we'll save this as Vase 3. Let's export the textures. I can't remember with Vase 2 if I saved the textures as 1K or not. Might have to check that. Because 1K is big enough. We don't want 2K textures for the vases. Models, bedroom, chosen, vases. So I think it defaults to 2K, and I think I forgot to change it, so we're going to change it to 1K for this one. All it means is I've just got to reload the vase files and double check. So let's go to vase 2. Export the textures. We're in the right folder. Make sure it's at 1K. And I know the first one was 1K, so that should be fine. Okay, back into Max. Wait for Max to catch up. Come on, Max. You can do it. There we go. Again, I'm just going to turn vertex colors back on here before I do a quick save to remind me that it does have vertex coloring. Let's save this file and let's open up the vase stand. Unfortunately, I don't think this is UV mapped, so we're going to have to send this over to Ryzen. Lovely UV mapping. Gotta love UV mapping. Okay, let's work our way up, I guess. Android Lost says, I love UVs. I don't. I don't like UV mapping very much. It's really important, but I hate doing it so much. Really, really important to get a good looking model, but yeah, not one of the most favourite things for me to do, I have to admit. I'm just trying the different algorithms to here to see which one might give us the best result. No, I don't really like that. We could probably work with this. These decorative pieces, instead of selecting them all, I like to do them one by one because the algorithm will have a better chance of trying to work out a proper unwrap for it. So let's isolate, let's try. Should probably work. We do have a little bit of, the red indicates that it's squishing, I think. Stretching, it might be stretching, yeah. But I don't think it's going to be noticeable on these two small areas. Like we could try one of the others to see if it gives us a better result. I don't like the way it's cutting that up. And that's given us a really bad result anyway. That works, but we're getting a lot more cut lines, and we're still getting a bit of squishing anyway. So I think the one we had originally, which is this one, is probably the best one for that piece of geometry. So just a reminder again, next week's streams will be the last streams for this year for me. I'll be going on a break after next week, so I'm streaming Monday, Tuesday next week, and then I'm not back until around the 13th of January. But I will be streaming next week. Next week's streams are the last ones for 2019. Where has the year gone? It's disappeared. The older you get, the quicker it goes. I still can't believe the whole year's over. Already, it's over. Gone by too fast, Android Lust says. It has. This is what I mean. It's just disappeared. I can't believe that the whole year has gone by already. How did that happen? This one, maybe this one. No, not that one. Maybe this one. It's not great either. Android Lust says, I blame 3D. I do too. I blame 3D as well. That's better. It's because we enjoy what we do. That's the reason it's gone by so quickly. It just, because you know how when you're enjoying something, it just time seems to fly. I think that's the reason. I really do. I think that's the reason I feel like the year's gone by so quickly, because I've been having fun for the whole year doing what I'm doing. It doesn't feel like a job or work. It's just fun. So that's the reason, I'm sure. And like you said, it's because we've been doing 3D and we enjoy it. This one's going to be interesting to try and map because it's a real weird piece of geometry. It's not going to work for us. It's not going to work for us either. Neither will that. It's probably the best we're going to get out of this because it is such a weird shape. So that'll work. Well, what we want... Someone's drilling, I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my mic, but I can hear a drill going somewhere. It's not great. Doable, not a wonderful unwrap, but what we could probably do is we could, let's just see if there's a better one. I probably like this a bit better, even though we are getting a little bit of stretching on the top, which is the red. It's not too bad, and the top of it here is hidden anyway because of the rest of the pedestal. So if I go show, you'll see that the top half is all hidden anyway. So the stretching there is never going to be seen. Okay, let's start doing these bits and pieces. Try this one. Nope. That's probably okay. As Android Lost says, you get lost in your work and time flashes by. Android Lost says, I don't remember where I read this from, but apparently time seems to go by faster as you age because when you're younger, your brain experiences more since everything would probably be considered new to you. Oh yeah, I've actually heard that as well. Something along those lines, yeah. Android Lost says, maybe if I asked someone who travelled the world for a year the same thing, they might say this year went by slower. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting It's a thing. Look, it is a thing. I know. I've noticed as I get older, time seems to get faster. I swear it does. It just really seems like time speeds up the older you get. And I really would like to know the reason for that. Interests me. Sniper Echo says, for me this year seemed to have went by very fast. It doesn't feel like I got my 3D work done. It's because you lost a lot of your 3D work. But it is true. The older you get, the quicker it goes. Well, it feels like it. Obviously, it doesn't really, because time does not speed up. But it feels like it does. I swear it does. But as Android Lost says, maybe it's because when you're younger, you're experiencing more, so things seem. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. But I put it down to the fact that we like what we do, and that's why the year's gone quickly, because we don't feel time passing, because we're so happy and engrossed in what we're doing. I think that has a lot to do with it too, because you know when you're doing something you don't like, or when you're bored, maybe time seems to feels like it slows down. So I think it's all in how you're spending that year, what you're doing throughout that year, whether you're enjoying what you're doing as to how quickly it feels like it goes. I'm sure that's what it is. We will get there. This thing is nearly unwrapped. Again, we'll take it into max for me. I'll do the final pack in max. So for our textile density, I won't do it. You can do it in this program, but I just like max's tool a bit more. I think it behaves. It does a better pack sometimes than Rhizome does, which is unusual because Rhizome is better than Max and everything else. But for the packing, I like Max's pack tool. Android Lost says, makes sense. When I worked a retail job, I hated it. Time dragged by. But the moment I got home, it speeds up. Well, and the weekends. Have you noticed too? The week, if you're working a job where you don't like, the week will drag on, and then the weekend will fly by. No. Undo. I made a boo-boo. I need to isolate. There we go. So I get where you're coming from, Android Lost. And yeah, I think that's what it is. It's when you're enjoying yourself, time goes quickly. When you're not enjoying yourself, time seems to slow down. Feeling a bit peckish. I haven't had lunch yet. I will be having lunch after I finish my stream. I think I might have chili today. I feel like chili. Chili con carne. Or chili beans. You hate time, Android Lust says I hate time. If only we could stop time, hey? Wouldn't that be cool? Or go back in time. Or go forward in time. If you had access to time travel, would you go back first or would you go forward first? Which one would you guys want to do? Would you want to go back in time? The first thing back in time or the first thing forward in time? Let's just say you could do both. Android Lust says back, no doubt. You want to go back in time, hey? I'd actually want to go forward in time. Sniper says I'd settle for going back a few... Oh, buddy, I hadn't even thought about that. He says I'd settle for going back a few weeks, about 2. Oh, I bet you would. Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't even think Sniper, okay. Oh, man. For anyone watching that doesn't know, Sniper Echo had a problem because he had a power surge. He lost some of his hardware, and he lost his backups, or at least half of his backups. So he's got a lot of work to catch up on. That's why he said that. Let's try this one. Again, I could be selecting all of these and doing multiple at once, but the program will have a better chance of doing a map if it's just one by one. It's a couple of extra seconds, but it's no big deal. You know, I'm surprised they haven't made another Back to the Future film, because they were very popular years ago. And it's been a while. You know what Hollywood's like. They always like to rehash the same old stuff over and over again. I'm surprised we haven't got an updated modern version of Back to the Future, a new version. With Marty McFly. Getting some stretching here on this one. I'm not sure why this one is doing that. Let's just try one of the others for a couple of these pieces that might be misbehaving. It's better. There's another reason I don't like doing them all at the same time, because sometimes you can get the odd piece that doesn't want to unwrap the same as the others. One of these pieces is not like the others.
We fell out, we were the stars with no light, we're the snow in July, we're the earth with no light.
So yes, I'm in the mood for chili for lunch. I love spicy food and I love chili. Andrew Doss says if another Back to the Future came out, they'd have to change the story a lot. Yeah, they probably would. Or they could do a reboot where they just do the same story again with new, younger actors, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Not like they haven't done that before, Hollywood. They don't call it a remake, they call it a reboot now. We shouldn't give them ideas. Almost back to the beginning. Almost done with that texture. Texturing, UV mapping, I mean to say. We're not texturing, we're UV mapping. Same thing. It's not the same thing, but you guys know what I mean. Android Lost says, honestly, don't know how I feel about a reboot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd like it. I don't really want them to reboot it. I'm actually going to cheat and see if we can do a few of these as opposed to one by one. We'll do them in threes. Threes, we shouldn't be pushing it too far. Hopefully. And it doesn't like that. See if we can get a better result than that. Should be okay.
I'm trying to breathe, I'm sinking underwater. I try to escape. I think I'm drowning, this feeling gets stronger, and I'm not quite ready to break. I'm trying to breathe, I'm sinking underwater. I try to escape. I think I'm drowning, this feeling gets stronger, and I'm not quite ready to break.
These three. These three. And we're back to the beginning, okay? And we've got this bit up the top. Let's try this one. No, let's try this one. No, actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a manual cut. Quite a simple piece of geometry anyway. I'll do the same here, I'm just going to cut it manually. Isolate. And this one we might go with this one. Okay, I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think it's all been textured, UV mapped. Just going to double check before I send it back to Max. Did I miss? It looks like I might have missed this piece here. Oh, and a piece here. So this piece, just as well I checked. Let's see if we can get a better result than that. That's better. And this piece. Now I think we've done them all. Now I don't think there's any pieces left that I've forgotten. Let's send it back to Max. I'm going to throw an unwrap on it. And we're going to get Max to do a pack, which might take just a minute or two because there's quite a few bits of UV there that, oh, there we go, Max was pretty quick. Now I'm going to check the texel density by throwing the checker pattern down. Just going to remove that.
share. Oh, I feel it. And oh, feel the
I think our texel density looks okay.
feel good. And oh, there's nothing better than being with you.
So I think we're ready to start texture mapping. Let me just get rid of the checker pattern now. And we will save our file. But I think we might leave it there for today, guys and girls. I'm hungry and I want to have some lunch. I do want to thank you guys though very much though for hanging out with me and for watching. I do appreciate it very much. Remember, I'm live every Monday and Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. I will be back again next week on Monday, 5 p.m. for our last 2 streams of 2019. So hopefully I will see you guys and girls then. I want to thank you for watching and hanging out and being here. You guys take care. And hopefully I will see you guys on Monday next week. See you guys.